Hey, before we're done today, remind me to tell you that there is no show next week. Seriously, don't let me forget to tell you that there is no show next week. I'm counting on you.
This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple Card's high-yield savings may be nigh, a big distribution deal for Apple TV Plus, and the Steve Jobs eBook hits eBay. It is Friday, the 14th of April, 2023. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. On your mark, get set, save. Apple Card's high-yield savings account looks to be on the very near horizon. Announced last October, Apple said at the time that Apple Card users will be able to grow their rewards in Apple Wallet by automatically depositing their daily cash into a new high-yield savings account from Goldman Sachs. No indication then, nor since, as to when the account would be available. Now, Aaron has struck again. Kind of a new, though prevalent name of late. At Aaron P613 on Twitter has been a bit of a code monkey, finding hints under the hood in OS betas and letting the world know what they see. What they see this week is signs of life for the savings account. What they said on Twitter, Apple's savings account appears to be launching soon, as it just showed up on the back end. Nothing kinky, one assumes. How soon is soon? Well, give them a minute. Actually, give them a few hours. Less than a day later, Aaron took to Twitter again, saying, after re-examining the back-end code, it seems like Apple Card savings accounts may go live on the 17th of April. Additionally, it seems like the customized Chinese Apple Pay transit cards may go live on the 18th of April. I'm sorry, the what? Earth Day's kind of a big deal for Apple, well, and the planet. Apple issued a huge press release Thursday going over plans to use recycled materials and be more eco-friendly with its products. Apple.com/newsroom, if you'd like to know more about that. For Apple, though, it's not just about what the company does. It's also about getting people aware of and involved with this crazy little ball we call home. For example, a piece from Apple Insider reminds readers of the 25 new guides for Apple Maps the company introduced around Earth Day last year. Those were meant to help users find activities in nature. This year, this Aaron has spotted something Earth Day specific and China specific. Apple Insider has the code whisperer indicating that one of the features that Apple reportedly plans for Earth Day 2023 includes customized transit cards for Chinese iPhone users. Code snippets include, customize your transit card with unique made-in-iPad designs. Doesn't scream Earth Day at first, though the report goes on to say, the picture included in the tweet shows nature-themed illustrations with transit lines, likely as a way to show how they can be an alternative to cars and trucks. We are barely into testing for iOS 16.5, and yet some are already seeing past it. Apple seeded the second beta of iOS 16.5 and a bunch of other operating systems to developers and public testers just this week. And yet, a piece from MacRumors says testing of iOS 16.6 has already started according to analytics in its own website logs. Neat as it is to hear it's happening, the site says folks shouldn't expect too much from it. iOS 16.6 will likely be a smaller update, given that iOS 17 is on the horizon, according to MacRumors. The site figures 16.6 will be one of the last updates in the iOS 16 software cycle. Ford Motor Company is sticking with the Cupertino Company. 9to5Mac says the car maker has asserted its commitment to supporting CarPlay, Apple's in-car infotainment system. Why make such a statement? Because believe it or not, it sets Ford apart. Tesla does its own in-car thing. Rivian does its own in-car thing. Probably the biggest blow, though, GM said a week or so ago that it will drop CarPlay from future electric vehicles, starting with 2024 models. Ford, on the other hand, is fine giving Apple a home in the dash. In a statement to 9to5Mac this week, the car maker said, "We continue to offer Apple CarPlay and Android Auto because customers love the capability that enables easy access and control of their smartphone apps, especially our electric vehicle customers, because some EVs currently do not offer the features." More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, Simply Safe, the right way to protect your home. Spring is upon us. Time for projects of all sorts. Gardening, spring cleaning, and here's one you really should consider: protecting your home with Simply Safe. It's an important project, but not a difficult one. You go to their site, pick out exactly what you need to protect your home, then set it up to protect your home. I love both of those things, how you customize the system that's right for you, and how easy it is to get going. I had my base station, sensors, and keypad up and running all by myself in well under an hour. Get that done and Simply Safe takes over with 24/7 professional monitoring. In an emergency, Simply Safe agents use Fast Protect technology to see whether a threat is real and get you the help you need. And that monitoring happens for less than $1 a day, under half the price of traditional home security systems. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplysafe.com/macOSken. Go today and claim a free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring. SIMPLI. That's simplysafe.com/macOSken. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Apple has made an interesting distribution deal for its video streaming service. Variety says Apple TV Plus will be available to Canal Plus customers in France, French-speaking Switzerland, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia, starting next Thursday, the 20th of April. No app required, and no additional payment, according to the report. The piece says Canal Plus customers can seamlessly and easily access the films and series of Apple TV Plus directly on their existing set-top box, with no separate app or subscription necessary. Apple Senior VP of Services Eddie the Butler Q and Maxime Sada, Canal Plus chairman and CEO of Canal Plus Group, spoke glowingly of each other and each other's companies. That said, Variety says neither Q nor Sada were willing to reveal the financial terms of the pact. But Q said, "Rest assured that more people watching is a good thing for both of us." He says the level of French subscriptions has been good, and it's about to get really great. Whatever you do, though, don't ask how long this promotion lasts. Quoting Q one last time, "This is a true partnership. It's not a promotion, and it's not a one-time thing. It's a many years thing, and hopefully something that lasts forever in my mind." News of an anticipated sports documentary from Apple TV+. The Cupertino streamer issued a press release Thursday with details on the release for Stephen Curry, Underrated. According to the release, Stephen Curry, Underrated, is the remarkable coming-of-age story of one of the most influential, dynamic, and unexpected players in the history of basketball, Stephen Curry. I guess they mean underrated, ironically. The release continues. This feature documentary, blending intimate cinema verite, archival footage, and on-camera interviews, documents Curry's rise from an undersized college player at a small-town Division I college to a four-time NBA champion, building one of the most dominant sports dynasties in the world. The doc is taking a go big or go home approach, or maybe a go big or stay home approach. The release says the film will hit select theaters and premiere globally on Apple TV Plus on Friday, the 21st of July. And finally today, remember yesterday when I asked rhetorically whether you could imagine how much a physical copy of the eBook, Make Something Wonderful, Steve Jobs in his own words, would be worth in the future? Yeah, never mind the future. Daring Fireball's John Gruber said on Mastodon midweek that employees at Disney and Apple had received physical copies of the tome. I've also heard from a friend at Apple who said, yeah, they got one. They also said they will keep an eye out for an extra one for me, though I am not holding out a lot of hope. It seems people who aren't sentimental about the e-book turned book are taking the book to eBay. The piece from Apple Insider on Thursday warned people against buying the thing on eBay because Apple Insider hadn't heard about the physical copies. Of course, I had, and I had to hit eBay pretty much immediately, where there are a lot of copies of that book up for auction. There's at least one from a Disney employee, with the letter Disney CEO Bob Iger sent out with the book. The rest just show the book in a box, with bids ranging from around $200 to as high as around $800. A few have buy-it-now prices in the $1,500 range, and the most outlandish, to be sure, is a person who apparently thought nobody else was going to think of trying to sell their copy on eBay. There's no auction, just a buy-it-now price of $25,000. Or best offer. Honestly, the whole thing's kind of gross. It's kind of sad. And yes, if you're wondering, I would still take a free copy. Feels like there was something I was going to tell you. Oh, right, I remember. No show next week. Gonna rest my weary brain, recharge my batteries. If something crazy happens, aliens land in Cupertino, Apple kills the iPhone, something nutty like that happens, I'll pop in the feed. Otherwise, we'll meet back here on Monday, the 24th of April. Miss me. Seriously, it would mean a lot. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716 780-4080. Talk to you a week after next. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.